Rams pregame show starts now.
And good afternoon. We welcome you into Brennan Klein Memorial Field, the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by Ford Square. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside for your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. It's a South 7 Conference showdown between the Vernon Rams and the Marion Wildcats in baseball action today. Glad to have you with us here on AM 940 and online at WMIXsports.com. Of course, your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Landers Collision Centers didn't just expand in Mount Vernon, they expanded their service. Give them a call next time you need them at 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your Central Christian Church batting orders. Tell you a little bit about the festivities today as well. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
I'm Jason Lohr with a look at your next round weather. Plenty of sunshine and warmer for this afternoon. High 61, clear skies and cold tonight. Low 34, cloudy tomorrow. We do see a little rain arrive by late afternoon. High 64, low 46 on Friday night. Cloudy on Saturday with a few showers, high 61 as we start the weekend. Sunday will be cloudy and warmer, high 68. Then sunny skies return as we start the work week on Monday. Next round weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Allow me to introduce the all-new 2013 Lincoln MKZ. Hi, Roy Schmidt Lincoln dealer at Ford Square, Mount Vernon. We are excited about the refreshingly new 2013 Lincoln MKZ and are confident that we have a bigger selection than anyone else in Southern Illinois. The new MKZ is the future of Lincoln design born today. With elegant fluid lines, every surface is faceted like the many dimensions of discovery. Those who seek new experiences will also delight in the many twists and turns of its athletic stance. Inside the MKZ, you'll find genuine wood trim with power windows that boast global open technology and premium leather-trimmed interior. See our great selection of the all-new 2013 Lincoln MKZ online at FordSquare.com or see one of our associates at Ford Square, Mount Vernon, 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois, and find us on Facebook.
More Americans are on the move today than ever before. One of the most popular modes of transportation is the motorcycle. Motorcycles take us to our jobs, school, to the beach, and all around the country. If you're a bike rider, your Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview in Mount Vernon, wants to make sure you have the best insurance protection while you're riding. Ask about the money-saving auto cycle discount and the experienced driver discount, too. Call Page Insurance at 242-7000 today about motorcycle insurance from Pekin Insurance.
Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And welcome back, WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside. I promise we'll hear from him in just a moment. But we're about to get underway today with Rams Baseball against the Marion Wildcats. We're going to get started just a scant early, of course. It's the first pitch scheduled to come at about 4:25 p.m. Here on a beautiful Thursday afternoon, Kirk Dixon leads it off for the Wildcats, takes the first pitch low for a ball, 1-0. The Marion center fielder against the Ram pitcher Tyler Ellis, making his first start in quite some time. We'll get to know that Central Christian Church batting order here in just a moment as the 1-0 pitch is ripped right into center field, but right there is Landon Thomas. Colton Carter to follow. Chandler Ream, the pitcher, bats third. Kyle Mitchell, the catcher, bats fourth. It's Logan Will batting fifth. Sean Burgess, the DH, batting sixth. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Brock Brown. Hal Baker bats eighth in left field, and Corbin McRegan rounds out the Wildcat lineup in the ninth spot. Of course, this Carter, with one out, nobody on to stand in, takes a first pitch strike. It looked like across the outside corner, 0-1. So there we go. Central Christian Church brings the batting orders. Incredible things are happening in Central. Look no further than their website, thenewscentral.com. Look no further than a ground ball over to short. Good play by Colt Metter to dig out the throw. A good throw from Matthew Williams. And 6-3 is your second out.
First start for Tyler Ellis since wins.
It has been a while.
Yep. Back on the bump here in a conference game. Of course, Fulkerson threw at Marion, and now you will see Mr. Ellis here today.
We'll see how it works out. Of course, for Tyler Ellis, his catcher is Colin Young. We'll get to know the rest of the Rams defense in a moment. As the first pitch sails in for a strike, it looks like to Chandler Ream. And 0-1 is the count to the Wildcat pitcher. Defensively for the Rams, Reeves, Thomas, Pike in the outfield from left to right. The 0-1 coming. And the 0-1's going to be a ground ball to the second baseman, Florida. We'll have to meet the infield a little bit later on. It's a 4-3. We'll set the Wildcats down in order. No score through a half inning. This is Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
Hi, I'm Bria Ashby with Community First Bank. It's always my goal to make the transition to Community First Bank as easy as possible for our customers. Our handy switch kit helps in doing just that. Whether it's direct deposit, auto transfers, or online banking, I'm here to help. Come see me at our 42nd Street location to open your account today and let me remind you how banking should be. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You've just got to see the new Chevy Sonic at Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. The Sonic gets an estimated 40 miles per gallon on the highway. The Sonic features a 5-star safety rating. It's very affordable. Right now, you can get a rebate up to $1,000. And with a full factory warranty backed by a service department that is second to none, why buy used? Get your Chevy Sonic today at Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
Back to the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. We need to beat the Rams batting order.
Let's meet it. Jake Pike, Landon Thomas, Colin Young, followed by Colton Metter, Trevor Flota, Matthew Williams, and Clayton Reeves. Sawyer Harrison, Hayden Paninsky.
There you go. Central Christian Church brings you the batting orders. Discover the excitement at Central. They offer exciting worship experiences packed with energy, relevant teaching, and awesome programming for children and youth. Log on to thenewcentral.com for service times and more information. If you thought it was a quick top half of the first inning, they're already through two and out at Altop as the Central Orphans and the Altop Crusaders are scoreless after 2 complete innings. So that's scoreboard updates powered by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. For all your insurance needs, find Tony in Mount Vernon. Look for him worldwide at TonyWilt.com or try to find that white State Farm Jeep around town and get to a better state with State Farm. Rams Baseball, we've told you time and time again, is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. If you're tired of big corporate banking, you have a choice in Jefferson County. Community First Bank is at home at Dix, Woodlawn, and Mount Vernon. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC. So standing in to lead it off for the Rams will be Jake Pike, followed by Landon Thomas and Colin Young in the home half of the first. Still scoreless here as Marion went down in order due to some great defense from the Rams. Sawyer Harrison, Matthew Williams, Trevor Flota, Colt Better. We did not get to introduce around the horn in the infield. And, of course, Colin Young was catching Tyler Ellis. We'll meet the Marion defense after the first pitch to the Rams right fielder, Jake Pike. And try some point this inning to tell you what went on here today prior to the game. First pitch to Pike is going to miss low and inside for a ball. It'll be 1-0. So, Kyle Mitchell, the catcher, catching the pitcher, Chandler Reed. Jordan Evans, Colton Carter, Corbin McCreek, Brock Brown from third to first. After the 1-0 pitch, we'll tell you the Marion outfield. Is this going to come inside, dip low again? 2 balls and no strikes. Kyle Baker, Kurt Dixon, and Logan Will in the Marion outfield today for the 12-6 Wildcats, who are 2-2 in the conference race, while the Rams are 18-5 on the year and 4-1. 2-0 coming. Going to come inside and catch the corner of the left-handed Pike. It's 2-1.
I have a listener asked me a question. No, that particular person is not listed on the varsity roster.
There we go. It's the easiest way to answer. The 2-1 going to be batted to the left side of the field. Shouldn't be a problem for the first baseman, Brown. It was even with the back on the ground ball. He'll step on it and 1 away for the Rams here for Landon Thomas with the bases empty.
Hey, nice crowd, especially from Marion.
Yeah.
A lot of Marion folk make the trip up the interstate to get to the ballpark today.
Of course, a special day here. The Special Olympics basketball state champion now for the Rams are honored. All 8 team members got to throw out the first pitch today. 2-2 to the catchers, Colin Young and Thomas Weber. The first pitch to lefty Thomas is going to be low. 1 ball and no strikes to the Rams center field.
18-5 of the Rams. Picked up a game tomorrow against Heron. At Heron, make up from the other day.
So for a second broadcast in a row, we'll tell you that tomorrow the Rams will play Heron at 4:15, and this time the weather should act a little bit more kindly as the 1-0 is going to miss one away. 2 balls, no strikes to Thomas. This game last time has only been played once. Second go-around through the conference slate. The Rams beat Marion 6-0 behind a complete game shutout from Brock Fulkerson, who, after a win this week, is now 6-1. 2-0 pitch. Misses high. It's 3 balls, no strikes.
That was our cultured listener.
Oh, yeah.
Asking.
That was a great topic earlier.
Slide and flew, yeah. We're still trying to figure out how to get slide into this contest.
I don't think it's going to happen. I'd rather not, as the 3-0 is going to dip low and inside. Thomas takes a 4-pitch walk with 1 out. Puts a runner aboard here for Tim Holloway's Rams. Colin Young due up. Oh, man. Didn't have much of a Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Remind you that they now also detail vehicles. Premium detailing at Landers Collision Centers, Mount Vernon and Salem. Call 1-888-LANDERS. It's 1-888-LANDERS to make your appointment. So Young will stand in with a runner on first, one out in the bottom half of the scoreless first inning. The right-handed pitcher, Ream, gets set out of the stretch, looks back at the runner, now fires home, and misses low and inside to Colin Young, 1-0.
Looking down the roster that Marion gave us, if your first name does not start with an M, you don't get to coach this team.
That is true.
Yeah, Marty, Mike, and Monty. How about that? 4 M's.
Oh,
Who needs
man.
3 M when you got 4 M's at Marion? That makes 5.
1-0 Kelvin. Oh, misses low and inside again to Young. So 2 balls with no strikes. And Mr. Ream is yet to get ahead of the batter.
Plate jumping around right now, Mr. Ream.
2-0 the count, 1 gone, a runner aboard here in the home half of the first. Glad to have you on WMIX. Hope you'll follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. 2-0 coming. Ground ball whacked just past the arm of the third base coach, Tim Holloway. For a foul ball, it's 2-1 here to count.
Didn't make much of an attempt on that one.
Yeah.
No, not much of an attempt here.
A-okay, though.
Beautiful day. I mean, we can't get away from 50 and 16 cold, but the grass is starting to green up considerably here this week since we've been here.
Looking rather plush as we'll check on the runner at first base again, and back with a head first dive is Landon Thomas. 2 balls, 1 strike to count, 1 out. Here in the bottom half of the scoreless first inning, the South 7 Conference duel with the Marion Wildcats. These 2 teams played back on April the 2nd, as we just told you. Rams won that 6-0. Find a 3-run home run for Jake Pike, and now a single through the left side of the infield for Colin Young puts runners on first and second here in the first.
Shortstop was leaning towards second. Pike may have bluffed going to second. Shortstop was trying to cover, and he got caught going one way. The ball went in the hole between the third baseman and the shortstop for a single as Mr. Gines will come in and run for Young as because courtesy runner.
Tyler Ellis can't courtesy run as a pitcher, and Clayton Reeves can't courtesy run when he's out and left today. So you see Zach Gines come in. To run for the catcher, Colin Young, who with a 1-out single puts 2 aboard now for Colt Metter, who's really been hitting the ball well over the past few weeks, actually all season.
Now the umpire's going to write down, get all his paperwork, wearing the 1988 Bruce Fleming coat.
Chilly day.
He's got the hockey helmet for the helmet, face mask, but he's got the 1988 coat over the pads.
Combination of 2 schools, old and new.
Yeah.
Right-handed bat in the lineup. Ream is going to step off of the rubber, step back towards second base, and take a gander.
Very close to balking that time because, I mean, he had his hand split almost before he stepped off.
Temperature allegedly feels like 58 degrees right now with sunny skies, calm winds. It's the first pitch going to get away, and that's going to allow the runners to advance as Thomas will swipe third, Giants to second. And it puts 2 in scoring position now for Colton Metter, who's also ahead of the count here, 1-0 as it was blown away.
Got to call that a pass ball. Mitchell didn't get those paws slid over there and tried to come over, just didn't get his hoofs going. And that ball hit him in the glove about knee high, and it went back fine. That's a pass ball there, and now the Rams are in business, second and third and 1 out.
See what they can make happen. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 gone. As you just heard, the runners in scoring position on second and third. Ream will revert back to the windup, and time is called by the batter Metter, and this is going to further disrupt any type of composure that Ream would have had.
Yeah, Ream right now off the reel. That's for sure.
Nicely done. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 aboard here for the Rams, trying to threaten the home half of the first inning. Ream will wind and fire, pitch on the way, and this one's going to be set possibly into the gap in right center field. Dak's going to score 2. Around first, headed for second is Colton Metter. We'll see just where he ends up, but the bottom line is it's going to be 2-0 Rams on an RBI double by Mr. Metter because he stopped it around.
Fast one. Got a 2-1 pitch up in the zone and went to third there. Almost that would be an error, correct?
I thought maybe he stopped it around up there.
No, yeah, so we'll give an error on that. Double RBI, 2 RBIs and an error that allowed Metter to get the third. The Rams have jumped out on top 2-zip. Good start here at home.
Of course, Rams Baseball powered by Community First Bank with 5 locations of Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Community First Bank of the Heartland, proud to be the official voice of Rams Baseball. So, runner on third base now for Trevor Flota. A 2-0 Ram lead here in the first with only 1 out. Good eye by Flota. Checked the swing. Didn't have to check it, I should say. He held it up. Didn't even offer an attempt, and it'll be 1-0 as that misses well to the outside to the Rams' second baseman. Williams due up after Flota, followed by Reeves should the inning stay alive here in the bottom half of the first with a 2-0 Ram lead. Runner on third, going to stay put, as this one's going to be lifted into right field, and that one's going to get away from the right fielder, Will. So around first, headed for second is Flota. He is on his horse, and that'll be an RBI for Trevor.
Yep, didn't hit his glove. Another double and RBI.
3-0.
And right now, Mount Vernon cranking her out here early on. That's the other one. It's not RBIs. It's RBI no matter because it's...
For me it is. You have a lot of people...
You get a 5 RBI.
Yep. You have a lot of people because it's an acronym will pluralize it with the S on the end, but It's not runs batted in. And I've had some make the argument of RSBI, but no, I don't like that either. Here comes the first pitch down the middle to Williams, 0-1. So this is the first batter that Ream has been ahead of here. That's batter number 6 in the Ram lineup in the home half of the first. Still an RBI chance here for Matthew with a 3-0 Ram lead here early in the first inning. Yes, I prefer RBI. That's just me. Kind of like deer, if it's not an acronym. Next pitch high in the zone, but maybe it's out of the zone. At least they count on one of them.
Yeah, it's almost like deer.
In Canada, it's not beers. It's beer.
Right.
5 beer.
5 beer.
In Canada.
But it's not a dialect thing. I mean, it's runs batted in, so it's RBI.
Right. Of course. 5 RBI. Right. 6 RBI. Here comes the 1-1 tap foul down the third base side. And it's 1-2 to Matthew Williams. Of course, we'll have a Rim Lake College player of the game in this one. At Rim Lake College, you get a quality education and save thousands. Log on to rlc.edu to see which program is right for you. Oh, that rubs me raw sometimes.
What, the runs batted in thing?
When you hear RBIs. And everybody does. You hear it on the national levels, the 1-2 is going to dip low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Williams.
See? Culture has even said that hadn't thought of that.
That's an RBI. Yeah.
That's another one of those things.
You'll not hear flied out nor RBIs on this broadcast rate.
No.
Cannot take it. Even if it is correct in the
5 RBI.
Like 5-2 coming. And this one's going to be a blooper towards center field. Dixon shouldn't have a problem. He'll come up with a grab. Flota's going to test him, and he would have failed that test had he gone. Good throw by Dixon.
Show throw. Flota wasn't really going anywhere. That ball wasn't deep enough to hit a sandwich, too, from here, but that was just a show throw, and a good throw there by Dixon, showing off the arm from 120 feet.
See what he's got for future innings, and that'll bring in Clayton Reeves, the left fielder, an RBI chance with 2 outs. 3-0, the Rams on top here. 3 runs on 3 hits thus far. See what they can make happen. Ream will fire. That's going to miss inside. It'll be 1-0. Well, that might catch the corner, but it just got a little too inside to the right-handed batter, Reeves. Senior left fielder here for Tim Holloway with a senior third baseman on deck. Senior DH in the hole. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, a runner on second base here. Home half of the first. Rams on top 3-0. Marion went down in order in the top half of the first, in case you're just joining us. We got started at 4:25. We've been teasing what happened here today. I think I finally mentioned that the Special Olympics state basketball champions were honored here before the game. Names announced. They got an autographed team ball as the 1-0 pitch will catch the outside corner for 1-1 to Reeves. And then also got to throw out the first pitch to the 2 Ram catchers. Well, that was a nice touch by the Ram baseball team. Giving accolades. The only disappointment I had was I cannot believe that the state championship trophy wasn't bigger.
Paperweight.
Feel like we ought to do something more. Runner on second, 2 outs. The 1-1 sails high, got away, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Ream is out of sorts. I mean, he's just not got control of his pitches right now. Curveballs are floating high, spinning up, and fastballs are tailing. He's a little rattled here. Mount Vernon needs to get a few more if possible.
2 balls and a strike to Clayton Reeves. Ream gets sent out of the stretch. Here it comes, and that'll jam Reeves inside. High pop up, left side of the infield. The shortstop Carter gets underneath it, and he will make the grab. Rams strike first here in the home half. It's 3-0 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
It happens every spring. You need a great quality new-to-you vehicle. There's a reason why Second Chance Auto has been helping put families into affordable, dependable vehicles for over 32 years. Honest, fair deals. Ain't nothing fancy, just great vehicles with warranties, honest deals, and bank rate financing for all. That's the only way Second Chance Auto will do business. And you don't even have to leave your home to get credit approval. Call Second Chance Auto at 244-4582 and get pre-approved right over the phone. They know bad things can happen to good people. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon.
Your future is calling. With a GED test and some help from Ren Lake College, you can answer the call. The current test expires at the end of 2013, and your scores will expire too if you don't finish and pass the test by then. Don't feel prepared? Don't worry, we can help. Visit finishtheged.com to learn more. Don't miss the chance to turn one small step into your next big opportunity, like college, a better job, and the respect you deserve. Finish your GED by the end of 2013. Questions? Call Ren Lake College's Adult Education and Literacy Department today at 437-5321.
Back to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
And we welcome you back. Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of Rams and Lady Rams Athletics here on WMIX, and they offer 5 Jefferson County branches with responsive quality service for all of your accounts. Community First Bank would like to be the first to say, welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC, it'll be Kyle Mitchell, Logan Will, and Sean Burgess who started off for the Wildcats here in the top of the second. Rams lead 3-0, 3 runs on 3 hits thus far. for the orange and black, as this first pitch will miss low and away from Tyler Ellis, the senior right-hander, and it's 1-0 to the catcher, Mitchell. Wildcats, of course, wearing almost identical pants to the Rams. They are gray. They do have a stripe. Theirs is navy. The Rams is black. And, of course, the tops for Marion, the famous navy with gold numerics trimmed in white. White last names on the back, while the Rams are in their trusty blacks with orange numerics trimmed in white. It's some orange trim as the 1-1 pitch. It was a called strike a moment ago. We'll miss outside. 2 balls to the strike.
Glad that no white pants. White pants at high school and junior high level just irritate me.
Annoy me greatly. 2-1 coming. Ooh, tap foul. It'll be a 2-2 count quickly to Mitchell. Marion went down in order in the first on what I believe to have been a 5-pitch inning for Tyler Ellis. 6-pitch inning for Tyler Ellis. Somewhere in that neighborhood. We'll get it right eventually. 6 is right, because each had an 0-1 count or 1-0 count, something along those lines. It's a 2-2. Ooh, this is low and away here, and right now this is going to end up as a 6-pitch at bat. Full count here on Kyle Mitchell. Could end up with more. Full count offering. Oh, ripped through the left side of the infield, just past Sawyer Harrison. A good at bat for Kyle Mitchell. And he gets on with a leadoff single.
Straight ball up in the zone. That's what that was. No movement, just straight, like getting it off a pitching machine, and Mitchell lined that one in left field between short and third.
Let's talk culture. How about some of these helmets?
Well, everybody's got their own different little helmet, it looks like. We've got the, I don't know what this helmet is.
The Rocketeer.
And you got the, it's kind of like watching Maryland Terrapins. You never know what kind of uniforms they're going to have out. Like a smoky gray-black helmet on deck. Then you got the normal black helmet from, plastic-looking, it's quite an array of helmets. It's almost softball-ish.
Very true. Runner on first and nobody out for Logan Will. He'll take it right down the middle. 0-1 is the count. Nobody out. 1 on here in the top of the second. Rams on top 3-0. We're back at it tomorrow, allegedly. See what happens with the weather. As the 0-1 will be tapped foul. Quickly 0-2. Rams and Heron tomorrow afternoon. DC will have the call here on WMIX and WMIXSports.com. 4:15 or thereabouts your scheduled pregame.
Says rain, but let's look here.
I'd prefer not.
No,
at least one of us will get to see that beautiful complex. I'll be on assignment as the 0-2 comes, and that's ripped into right field for a base hit. Good play off the hop by Jake Pike, and that'll limit the damage to a single. It'll be first and second for the Wildcats here with nobody out.
Should be good to go tomorrow.
Good.
Right now, not good to go. Marion getting a couple hits, first and second, nobody out. Pitches from Ellis right now, belt high or above, and that allows hitters to get good, clean looks and swings at it. As Elmer Fudd says, Queen. But first and second, nobody out, and I'm running into a little trouble here. What?
Just deep. You said that well. That's Porky Pitt.
Hey, the 150th pickoff attempt at second has happened by Mount Vernon.
That it has. 3-0 your score at the top of the second, 2 on and nobody out for the Wildcats, and so Sean Murchis will stand in. Tied away for a 1-0 count. Jimmy Fallon, the local sports broadcasters. I can't keep it together.
Yeah, you're like Jimmy Fallon, all right.
That's not funny, not head. So it's not going anywhere.
With a sweater vest, I'm going to be upset.
1-0 the count, 2 on and nobody out. Pitch on the way, and that's going to catch the inside corner. It was about knee high or just above. Should be a 1-1 count here on Burgess with Brown on deck.
Middle part of the order for Marion, causing fits at that 6-pitch inning. Of course, that was well beyond that now. He's got to work his way out of the mess.
1 ball, 1 strike with 2 aboard here. Out of the stretch will come Ellis' offering, and this one's going to be popped up in the shallow center field. Williams is going to give it a grab. I think he came up with it. Screened by much of the defense. A great play by Matthew Williams. Gets the first out on the board and keeps the runners at first and second.
Well, by him going out there and planting himself under just beyond the edge of the grass in the third, that worked out as an infield fly rule because of the effect. Arm went up with 1 out. So that gave Mount Vernon a break by him being able to get out there to it because the out was already registered.
There we go. Did not see any of that because I was screened from it. Offset to the left helps a little bit. 2 on and 1 out. Here comes the pitch to the right-hander, Brock Brown. First baseman will take it, I believe, on the outside corner for 0-1. I set us up like I normally do. We're a little bit off.
Oh. Yeah, you're going to have to put the nail down like on the free throw line.
Yeah.
You know,
they use this crack, but there's a crack here in the concrete. Not really a crack. It's just kind of where this particular slab ended as it's 0-2 quick to Brown. I try to line up the middle of the table with it, but for whatever reason,
I'll choose using it. Cigarette butt there, so
no more.
You're going to have to mark your territory, Gunk.
No balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes to Brown, and he will tap this one down the third base line. Picked up by Ellis off of the mound. Fires over to first in time. It advances the runners, almost like a swinging bunt. And that'll put runners on second and third now for Marion. Sarah Staley of Country Financial also helps bring you Rams Athletics on the radio. Tomorrow's the day that anything can happen. When you meet with Sarah Staley at Country Financial, you get a one-on-one relationship and a plan to meet your goals. Country Financial, what's your idea of financial security? I'm sure she'd love to hear them. Give her a call. First pitch on the way to the right-hander. Kyle Baker misses outside. In a 1-0 count with runners on second and third and 2 outs in the top of the second of a 3-0 Ram lead.
If Ellis could get out of this inning scoreless, momentum back for a while, most swapped to the other dugout would stay in Mount Vernon's dugout.
Betcha. 1-0 coming. Oh, misses low. Dipped low is about, middle shin, and it's 2 balls, no strikes here to Baker with McReekin on deck for the Wildcats, looking to work their way through the order for a first time today against the senior Tyler Ellis. Second and third are the runners. 2-0 pitch on the way, and that's going to go high. Good stop by Young. It's 3-0. Eek. How about our friends at All Stars and Stitches? If you can put a logo on it, they can probably print it. See Big Dave at All Stars and Stitches, just west of Benton High School, or call 435-5555. Banners, plaques, trophies, awards, even apparel. 3-0 coming. That's going to catch the outside corner of the obligatory 3-1. Obligatory is a word you don't hear used often enough. Some might say obligatory. I prefer obligatory. I believe both are in the dictionary. 3-1 coming. In the dirt, that'll be a walk with 2 outs to load the bases here for the Wildcats. Certainly not what you wanted to see with Corbin McReekin coming up.
Let up a little bit. Got that popped up and an easy ground out. At Mike Young 1313 reminds us that the gold helmet is an SI Bullets helmet.
Oh, okay. Carries over from summer into spring.
Very old helmet. Ooh, that hurt. That foul ball got a car.
I heard it.
And it did not sound very good. That's got insurance written all over it.
Was it?
Hail damage. There's one big hailstone. That was it.
0-1 is the count to McReekin. Bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the second. 3-0 your Ram lead. A well-placed base hit could change the complexion of this one in a hurry, as is the low strike, but a strike nonetheless called. As McReekin looked it into the mid of Colin Young. You can follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Probably the easiest way. 0-2 coming. Tad foul again.
Ooh, eek. Got to be careful on the phones around the ballpark. Might get hit.
Yeah. Not good times. We'll get you a scoreboard update probably sometime in the bottom half of the second inning. The scores continue to roll in from around the region. The 0-2 coming. Ooh. Just misses outside. It'll be a 1-2 count now to McReekin. Trying to make something happen in the top of the second. A well-placed base hit could tie it. It's a 3-0 Ram lead. How about that? Ooh, 1-2 coming. It'll be a ground ball to second. Floater will pick it up. Fires over to first in time. And 4-3 retires the side as the Wildcats strand the bases loaded. We're through 1.5. Still 3-0 Rams. This is Alfred Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Spring is here, and just about everyone wants to be more mobile. Stop by TMS Mobility, a division of the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, for all your mobility product needs. They carry a large selection of scooters, wheelchairs, and so much more. Best of all, you can rent them by the day, week, or month. The staff at TMS Mobility can take care of billing your insurance, too. TMS also carries a large selection of vehicle lifts for your scooter. Here's pharmacist and pharmacy owner Eric Black.
We service a 60-mile radius area. It's a pretty wide area. We service orders from several area hospitals, and we have the staff in place that really sets us apart. We have 3 respiratory therapists and 2 seating specialists to help with seating on wheelchair and power chair needs. And we just feel that we have the staff and the warehousing and the facilities in place to really set us apart from any of our competitors in the area.
TMS Mobility, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX and WMIXsports.com.
2 fantastic locations to listen to Mount Vernon Rams Baseball as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside. 3-0 is your Ram lead as we'll see 8-9-1 do up with Sawyer Harrison, Hayden Paninsky, and Jake Pike. For Tim Holloway's Rams, who are already looking for win number 19 on the year, and if they win today, would look for number 20 tomorrow. Not bad.
And they're not even to the end of April yet.
Oh.
You'll still have 2 more chances if you win today and tomorrow. Could be a 30-win year.
You betcha. 3-0 we go. 3-0's the score. First pitch of the inning's coming, and that misses high to Harris, so 1-0.
So what are we up to, Mount Vernon, as a broadcast team? We have lost how many games in baseball that we're supposed to have on the schedule?
1-0 coming. That's going to miss blowing away. It's a 2-0 count here to Harrison. Really, it's a net loss of, now that they've made up this one, I think a net loss of two, right? But they're still over. Right. So by getting this one in tomorrow, they're still one over total for the season. The 1-1 on the curveball swung on a miss. Sawyer was gunning on that one. It was 2-0, but it's 1-1.
He was guessing 2-0 fastball. Now it's 1-2.
Yeah. I must have broken that wrong. I didn't see any sort of signal for a strike, but I guess we'll find out. 1 ball, 2 strikes with nobody on and nobody out. And it wasn't 2-0 before. It's 2-2 now. We're in the scoreboard anyway. Haven't gotten a reminder of what that count is. We'll assume the scoreboard is accurate. Well, be that as it may, we'll continue on. Ream, the pitcher, out of the windup to start off this second inning. The Rams on top, 3 runs on 3 hits. And this is going to be a ground ball to the right side, so the count really doesn't matter. Picked up by McRegan, fires over to first. And that is a good job by Brock Brown. Foot was off the bag initially, was able to backpedal, step on the bag, and get the first out.
One of those things, too, that the second baseman, you can see McCreakin come in. He didn't field the ground ball at the club open where the ball could flop in. He actually fielded the ball, got the ball with his glove down like putting out a fire. And when he had to go in and get it, that's when he bobbled it, rushed the throw, and the throw was bad, but a good play by the first baseman.
Here comes the pitch on the way, and that is going to catch the upper edge of the zone to the senior Paninsky. He had a big day the other day.
Poor fundamental fielding of the ground ball.
Fielded is correct.
Fielded is correct, I would say.
You field, past tense is fielded. You're absolutely right. Here comes the 0-1 to Paninsky. He'll lay off, and that's going to miss outside. It'll even account up a 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the second inning. Rams on top 3-0. Second Chance Auto, another of your Rams sponsors. They have the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles priced under $10,000 in one location. Now, get your credit approved over the phone. Give them a call, 244-4582. A quick ground ball to third. Evans will pick it up and just beat the speedy Hayden Paninsky for the 5-3 putout.
Nice little play. Circled the ball nicely at third. Got his weight and body behind it. Made a good throw off of one leg and a solid throw. Made that hard play look easy.
Quick scoreboard update for you. The Crusaders lead the Orphans. Altop, Centralia, on the road at Altop, I guess. Altop would be at home. Trying to get through this text. Not going to happen in this at-bat, maybe, as Pike leads off the game.
I think that was at Altop, was it not?
Yeah. So the Orphans on the road at Altop, they trail 1-0 in the top of the fourth. There we go, I got through that. And in softball today, Wayne City leads Sandoval 10-0 at the bottom of the first. Scoreboard updates presented by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. For all your insurance financial service needs, see Tony on the road. Look for that white State Farm Jeep around town. That's the big deal. Get you a better stay with State Farm. Left-handed batter in the box. It's Jake Pike with a 1-1 count, 2 outs, and the base is empty. Holding a 3-0 lead. Trying to turn in on one, and we'll get the ball called. It's 2 balls and a strike now to Pike. Woof. It was not a simplistic read. But as we go along, the 2-1 pitch en route. Pike chases after it, looking to replicate his success at Marion, but a deeper ballpark here. That one's going to get well out of play. It'll be a 2-2 count to Pike. Pike had a 3-run blast over the left field wall his last time at Marion. Helped pave a 6-0 Ram victory last time. That was back on April the 2nd. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, and 2 outs here in the second. Ooh, and he will wave on a pitch outside. So 1-2-3 in order go the Rams. We are through 2. It's still 3-0. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois welcomes Dr. Beth Conrarty to their medical staff. Dr. Conrarty specializes in comprehensive pain management using a multidisciplinary team approach by working with other specialists for optimal diagnosis and treatment of pain. Dr. Conrarty will treat most conditions of the spine, including management of cancer pain. Dr. Beth Conrarty, helping to make life better day after day at the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois in Mount Vernon. Call 618-242-3778.
With 2 new hospitals, trusted physicians, and dedicated staff, it's clear that our local healthcare industry is helping to make our community stronger every day. Hi, I'm Terry Prosize, a commercial lender and healthcare banking specialist at Community First Bank. I'm putting over 20 years of healthcare and business experience to work for our medical community and local businesses. Whether you have an expanding physician practice, an existing business, or hoping to start a new business, I have the financial prescription for you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back to the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Rams Baseball on WMIX and WMIXSports.com as we head to the top of the third inning. Top of the order due up for the Wildcats, as we'll see Dixon, Carter, and Ream a combined 0 for 3 today. First, second time versus Tyler Ellis. 3 runs on 3 hits thus far for the Rams. No runs on 2 hits for the Cats. The first pitch is going to be a strike right across the middle on a fastball. That's 0-1. Not a bad effort.
Tyler Ellis, 3-run lead, come out and throw strikes. Don't let this top of the order get something going by being fancy.
Figure it out as the 0-1 is going to be tapped right back to the mound. Off of it will come Ellis, and fires over to first, 1-3. So a 2-pitch first out. Not bad.
Marion, of course, had those 2 leadoff singles in the second, back-to-back to start the inning, and were not able to score. That is very demoralizing to a team. When you get back-to-back hits like that to start an inning, you can't get a run.
Ellis always pitches out of the stretch. Facing the right-handed Carter, and the pitch will miss low and away, and it's going to be 1 ball and no strike. Familiar faces, different places. Community First Bank of the Heartland continues to expand, now with 5 Jefferson County locations. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Remember FDIC, you heard a pitch tap foul behind the batter. It'll be a 1-1 count here for Carter with Ream on deck, looking to help out his own cause, maybe, if the shortstop Carter could get aboard. Marion stranded 3 runs. They stranded to the bases loaded back in the second. After going down 1-2-3 in the top of the first, if you're just joining us. Now this one's going to be ripped to the shortstop, Williams. And looks like it deflected off his glove as he went down for it. Couldn't come up with it. That allows Carter to get aboard.
He went down, then he went up. The ball was down, didn't come up. Went through the wickets for the error.
Unexpected.
One of those deals, he laid it back on it behind that lip of the grass. And probably what he needed to do is take another step forward, and that way his glove would have been on the grass and not on the waiting on the above hop, and it just sunk right through. The way it happens sometimes.
And this one's going to be poked through the right side of the field, just past the diving Colton Matters. So a single puts runners on first and second. The pitcher Ream helps himself out here. And now gives an RBI chance to Kyle Mitchell, who led off the second inning with a single, but was stranded on third base. So big chance here for Marion as they're going to have a courtesy runner for the pitcher. It'll be number 9, Patrick Boyd. And that'll bring in Kyle Mitchell now. Good chance here for the Wildcats.
Trouble brewing. And one of those mental things you have to toughen up. If you get a ground ball that doesn't get to be an out that you thought it was going to be, you have to kind of set yourself up and get going mental toughness here.
2 on and 1 out at the top of the third inning. Rams on top 3-0, but that could change. Ellis looks back at the runner on second. He'll fire home. Pitch on the way. Laid off. It just misses.
And you know when you're an infielder and something like that happens, you want that ball hit to you again. That way you can make up for it and get those out. That's what Williams is wanting to do out there right now.
See what happens as Ellis looks back at the runner. Now on the 1-0, he'll fire home, and that catches right over the fat of the plate. It's 1 ball, 1 strike with Will on deck. Kyle Mitchell, the catcher, is 1 of 1. Of course, this portion of the lineup, Mitchell and Will, combined for 2 of the 3 Marion base hits. 1-1, here it comes. Lifted toward right field, down the line. Pike is going to get underneath it in foul territory to make the play. The runner will tag wisely. Then he'll put runners to the corner.
I think he had to make that catch. That wasn't one of those you were going to let drop. It was still in fair territory the way it looked from here. So it works out as the second out of the inning. Runner goes from second to third. Now it's first and third with 2 outs. As Ellis will try to pitch around that error.
Now with 2 outs, runners at the corners. Marion still threatening here in the top half of the third inning. We're in the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by King City Chrysler Center. Your Jeep headquarters in Southern Illinois, already the 2014 Jeep Patriots rolling in. See for yourself at 1603 Broadway or log on to KingCityChrysler.com. It's the first pitch seen by Willis, fouled back to the screen. 0-1. Of course, we're your home for every pitch of Rams baseball. That continues into tomorrow as the Rams will travel to Heron to take on the Tigers. A makeup from Wednesday's rainout. That would be yesterday. Into tomorrow now as the reschedule will go, and it's 0-2 here to Will. Then Monday, the Rams are on the road, I believe, at Murfreesboro. And they have a game on Tuesday as well, and Wednesday and Thursday. Pitch on the way. Can't remember them, though. And it's swung on a miss. We do remember them. We just knew we wouldn't have time on the swinging strikeout. There goes Marion, and they strand two more runners here in the third. Still 3-0 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball from WMIX Sports.
How do the best continue to get better? Hi, this is Chase Landers with Landers Collision Centers. We're no different than any team. When you're at the top of your game, the best want to play for you. That's why, with the addition of our new shop foreman and the rest of our body shop crew, Landers now has a combined experience of over 70 years in dealing with the best parts and repair finishes on the market. This means when you walk into Landers, you can breathe a little easier knowing that your vehicle will receive the best quality repair by the best certified technicians within a reasonable amount of time. Again and again, we work directly with most insurance companies and have loaners and rental vehicles on site for your convenience. We're proud to not only be the standard, but to keep raising the bar in collision repair. Come meet the staff, take a tour of our facilities, and get to know the Landers crew that Landers Collision has so proudly acquired. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Give us a call, 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
You're listening to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
And welcome back to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland, as you just heard, with 5 Jefferson County branches and responsive quality service for all of your accounts. Community First Bank would like to be the first to say, welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC. Home half of the third we go. Rams still on top by a score of 3-0. 3 runs on 3 hits with 1 error for the Rams. No runs on 3 hits thus far for the Marion Wildcats. It'll be Thomas, Young, Metter to get it started, 2, 3, and 4. They also represent your 3 runs of the game. Thomas, ready to dig in here, left side of the plate. At least the left-handed batter's box, I should say, to the right side of the plate from our perspective. As it's 0-1, he'll foul it off over the screen near the first base dugout. Ball's behind early, no balls and a strike. 3 innings in the book for Marion batting, and they've left 5 runners on. That's not a good start. See what happens. No balls and a strike. Ream gets set. Pitch will come inside. They'll leave it up the count here to Thomas. 1-1. We're jokingly told you we couldn't remember the schedule. Rams are at, or I jokingly couldn't remember the schedule. At Heron tomorrow, then of course at Murfreesboro on Monday. Tuesday we'll host Carbondale. Wednesday at Cahokia, and then Thursday on the road at Altop in a makeup game. Ground ball to first, scoops over to the pitcher. Good job of covering by Chandler Ream. 3-1 will be her first out. So then, that's all through next week. So the Rams will play next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, barring any sort of precipitation and the possibility of a makeup game maybe on a Friday. The Rams will then travel to Benson on Monday, May the 6th, and then to Centralia on Tuesday, May the 7th. So busy road swing coming up for the Mount Vernon Rams here in the not-too-distant future. That'll bring in Colin Young, 1 out, and the base is empty. He'll take a first pitch in the dirt for 1-0. A lot of games. You can get him in if the weather cooperates. This is our 24th baseball broadcast of the year. Wow. Softball, though. We'd love to be able to get more in. Here comes the 1-0. Catches the high edge of the zone for 1-1. So many rainouts over there, though, and scheduling snafus. Ready to get those Lady Rams back on the air on Saturday, as they'll have a 9:45 pregame for a doubleheader with the defending 2A state champion Nashville Hornets. So 1-1's going to scoot outside, misses low, 2 balls and a strike to Young. Lady Rams were supposed to have played Mount Carmel on Friday. That game, for whatever reason, already canceled as the 2-1 comes. That's going to miss inside to Young, about belt high, 3 balls and a strike. We understand that game will actually be made up on Monday, May the 6th, as the Lady Rams will travel back to Mount Carmel. 3 balls and a strike, 1 out, nobody on for Young. Here comes the pitcher in the third. Ground ball to third base. Good pickup by Evans. He'll fire across in time. And 5-3 at your second out.
Quick. That ball didn't come up either. It's wet turf. 6+ grass now. That ball's not hopping up. Guys got to keep those mitts on the ground. Nice play by the third baseman there from Marion Evans to make that play.
Of course, we are here on WMIX Mount Vernon, a free service for Withers Broadcasting, just past the top of the 5 o'clock hour. If you're looking for the news, you'll have to look on 94.1 FM today. 2 outs and nobody on. Metter is going to send one right back to the pitcher. Should be an easy play over to first. 1-3 over tie the side. The Rams go down in order for a second consecutive inning, but through 3, it's still 3-0 Mount Vernon. This is Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
Welcome back to Personal Banking is more than our tagline at Community First Bank. It's the truth. From our 5 locations in Jefferson County, the debit cards tied to local schools that we offer, the dozens of scholarships we provide to local youth, and even our president who sits at the front door. The Community First Bank difference is apparent. Our mission as Jefferson County's premier community bank is to provide the best customer service around. Stop by one of our 5 locations and experience true personal banking. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Startup businesses, and they come in the door, they're pretty green.
Randy Atkinson, owner of Heartland Accounting, on why he is a small business expert.
I have had businesses where I've talked to people in their garage and have grown it to work in 3 states. There's a lot of tremendous opportunity to help people from the very inception of their business, whether it's just talking about what does it take to become successful, what sorts of things do we need to stay legal. I feel very qualified to help people get to where they want to be. I've had that experience and have helped that situation become successful.
Heartland Accounting, 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B.
Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
We head to the 4th on WMIX and WMIXSports.com for the Marion Wildcats, who trail 3-0. It'll be Sean Burgess, Brock Brown, and Kyle Baker, barring any changes to the Wildcat lineup. 3 runs on 3 hits with 1 error for the Rams, no runs on 3 hits for the Wildcats. Here on a chilly but sunny and beautiful Thursday afternoon from Brennan Klein Memorial Field as the first pitch from the right-hander Tyler Ellis is in the dirt for 1-0. Burgess, of course, I believe, popped up on an infield fly wheel back in the second. To the shortstop, Matthew Williams, now fouls off the 1-0 pitch, back to the backstop for 1-1. Tom Fulkerson's going to wave off Mr. Brown and come out and get it himself. Oh, yeah, that's okay. You're back. 1-1 coming. Oh, just caught over the plate. It'll be 1-2 on a breaking pitch tailing inside as well. So 1-2 is the count to Sean Burgess with Brown on deck for the Wildcats here. Getting us started in this top of the 4th inning. And fouls another off to stay alive. Red Lake College Play of the Game will come your way in our post-game show. Red Lake College, we can save thousands of dollars on your college education. Log on to rlc.edu to see which of the more than 100 degree and certificate programs is right for you. It'll be 1-2 as it comes. It'll be through the right side of the infield. Much Floater can come up with it on a dive just over his glove, and that'll be a leadoff single for Burgess. Marion now with 4 hits. And one thing about it, Marion's getting people on base because they've had runners on in 3 of the 4 innings now and just haven't been able to get one all the way around the horn. WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by Ford Square, 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Of course, Ford has the all-new 2013 redesigned Lincoln MKZ, the largest selection in Southern Illinois. Check them out at FordSquare.com or visit them at 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon. As the first pitch of the fastball fired across the plate to the right-hander Brock Brown. Brown falls behind, 0-1. So with 1 on and nobody out at the top of the 4th, Marion trying to threaten and chip away at this 3-0 deficit. As the next pitch misses low and inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ellis, of course, getting his first start in quite some time, an earlier injury in the season, sometime in March. As the 1-1 will be poked through the right side again. So a little bingo here by the Wildcats getting started on back-to-back singles, and now with 2 on and nobody out, Kyle Baker has an RBI chance. So second time in 4 innings, back-to-back singles to lead off an inning for Marion. And right now, here they go again. Mount Vernon again behind the 8 ball. Marion those runners on in first and second and nobody out. And that'll bring in another right-hander. Kyle Baker walked his last time, was stranded on first base with the cat stranded, the bases loaded back in the second. Has a good opportunity here, trailing 3-0. First pitch you'll see is going to dip low, right across the plate, well low, and it's going to be 1-0. Rams in action tomorrow, as we told you, at Heron. 4:15 is your pregame right here on the same locations on your radio dial. And the bump is going to be popped up, picked up by Ellis. He can fire back to second for the double play, and that's going to be a 1-6 double play on the bunt that was popped up. Looking for a simple sacrifice. Now you have 2 outs, and the runner on first base still trailing 3-0. That helps. That helps wonderfully. That takes Marion right out of the inning. Eventually, with 2 outs and a runner on first base. Big double play, turned 1-6 on the bunt. It was popped up. Ellis came off the mound. He defends his position well, and now McRegan stands in and takes the first pitch strike on the outside corner. Your community, your choice, your bank. With 5 locations and friends and neighbors on staff who understand your needs, Community First Bank keeps it simple. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC as this tails inside to the right-handed McCreakin. Ground out to second his last time up, and now has a 1-1 count here with 2 outs and 1 aboard. There's a great double play turned by the Rams. 1-1 coming low as McCreakin will duck in the ball, too, and it's 2-1. Didn't really have to duck.
Marion stranding runners everywhere.
2-1 coming. Ooh, it's going to miss low and inside. 3 balls and a strike down to McCreakin. Try to get you some updates from the softball diamond here momentarily as the Lady Rams and the Lady Wildcats battling it out. Marion started hot on the Lady Rams back in early April. Lady Rams tried to make a comeback of it as the 3-1 pitch is going to miss low for a 2-out walk to put 2 aboard. Now, that was close. But Marion ultimately prevailed back then, and I believe still sit near or at the top of the South 7 Conference. Return to the top of the order, 0-2 today is Kirk Dixon. He'll stand in, gets another chance, and this is a great opportunity to make something happen if he can get a well-placed base hit. Defense playing in their traditional spots for the Rams as the first pitch will be fouled off. 0-1 here to Dixon.
Marion still being very aggressive. That's what you got to do.
We'll check on the, that throw is anywhere near where it should be. You're probably picking off the runner on second base, but it tailed towards the second base side. Good play by Williams to keep it in check, and now we'll see what happens on the 0-1. 2 outs, 2 aboard here for the Wildcats at the top of the 4th. 3-0 your score. Rams somehow hanging on to a lead. 0-1 coming. This one's going to be popped up. Could be what the Rams need to get out of the inning. Pike will come up on it and makes the grab in right field. A good play by Jake and the Sun. So we are through 3.5. Still 3-0 Rams as Marion strands more base runners. This is Mound Baseball from WMIX Sports.
Spring is here, and just about everyone wants to be more mobile. Stop by TMS Mobility, a division of the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, for all your mobility product needs. They carry a large selection of scooters, wheelchairs, and so much more. Best of all, you can rent them by the day, week, or month. The staff at TMS Mobility can take care of billing your insurance, too. TMS also carries a large selection of vehicle lifts for your scooter. Here's pharmacist and pharmacy owner Eric Black.
We service a 60-mile radius area. It's a pretty wide area. We service orders from several area hospitals, and we have the staff in place that really sets us apart. We have 3 respiratory therapists and 2 seating specialists to help with seating on wheelchair and power chair needs. And we just feel that we have the staff and the warehousing and the facilities in place to really set us apart from any of our competitors in the area.
TMS Mobility, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
Find us on Facebook under WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Rams Baseball on WMIX and WMIXSports.com, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. See Joe David Cummins, Joanne Joy, or Terry Procise for a commercial loan at Community First Bank of the Heartland with 5 Jefferson County branches in Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. Starting off for the Rams will be Trevor Flota. Here in, there's a nice curveball that comes inside, catches the corner. Trevor will fall behind 0-1, but we're here in the bottom half of the 4th. Rams still hanging on to a 3-0 lead with Williams and Reeves to follow here in the home half.
Mount Vernon needs to get some runs. That pitch goes outside. The thing about Mount Vernon lately is they pop off and get some runs early. And like Hokie Tuesday, the bats go silent for a while. It's almost as if you need an APB for the bats after that first inning. Soccer team practicing over on Steve Harrison Field as the 1-1 is going to be, actually, no, they're playing a game, it looks like. Oh, they're practicing. That might have hit something. Photographer's looking real close. Did it hit anything?
It's fouled off.
No.
It's 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and nobody out. Flota gets it started. So looks like maybe they are practicing. Starting to see more different colored tops out there. As the 1-2 is going to be a ground ball to short. Picked up by Carter, fires over to first, and inside just beats Flota. 6-3 is your first down. Second Chance Auto, your home for the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles, priced under $10,000 in one location. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Proud supporters of the Mount Vernon Rams, and don't forget, you can call ahead for credit approval right over the phone, 244-4582. Base is empty for Williams. His second trip up today. It's a hard-hit ground ball to third. Good pickup, good scoop by Evans. Fires across the diamond, and then 5-3. So now, the second out of the inning, the Rams are down away from going 1, 2, 3 in order in 3 consecutive innings, something I do not believe we've seen all year. So now I think you're thankful for those 3 early runs.
Yeah, that's what I say about Brennan. The tendency right now, score early, survive late.
Well said.
You got to keep pounding away here.
2 outs and nobody on for Clayton Reeves. Takes the first pitch outside low. And a 1-0 count. Follow us on the Twitterverse at WMIX Sports. We're on Facebook as well. We even have a YouTube channel. Find them all at WMIXsports.com. It's blown away again to Reeves. Just catches the outside corner en route. Yeah. 1-1. It's the scores here in just a moment. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch to Clayton. Takes it over the plate. Falls behind 1-2. Harrisburg and Shawnee are scoreless through 3. Of course, Harrisburg, you thinking, why on earth are they playing Shawnee? Shawnee's only a defending sectional champion in Class 1A. Played for years. As we await the 1-2 pitch to Clayton. Here comes, and checks his swing. Looks good, but it'll be a 2-2 count. Altop leads Centralia 4-0 in the 6th.
Marion leads Lady Rams 7-4 in the bottom of the 4th.
There you go. That's a close one over there. That's scoreboard updates presented by Tony Wilt. For all your insurance needs, see Tony in Mount Vernon. Find him online at TonyWilt.com or look for the White State Farm Jeep around town. As we await the 2-2 to Clayton, he will make the best of this. The blooper into the gap in right center. Clayton is going to be told to hold up, and it'll be a 2-out single with Sawyer Harrison.
Had he not tumbled around first base a little bit, he might have went to second, but he tumbled and had to hold him.
Yeah.
Had to put on the brakes.
3-0 score, bottom half of the 4th. Rams trying to get more base runners and get more offense. With a runner on first and 2 outs, in steps Sawyer Harrison. He ground out to second his last time. They'll check on Reeves over at first base. Ream, your pitcher for Marion. A right-hander who early on was having some difficulty, but has seemed to have gotten the best of his command over the past few innings and almost had the Rams go down 1-2-3 yet again, but a 2-out single. Probably should have had that out pitch on what was previously 1-2 and became 2-2, but Reeves made the best of the second chance. And now the Rams have a chance to keep this going in this bottom half of the 4th. Pitch on the way to Sawyer. Makes it across the outside corner for nothing.
Call big everywhere. Got it here early. Kind of picking and choosing things right now.
Yes, Harrison will dig back in. We await the 0-1 as the winds pick up slightly, blowing out towards right center. We'll check on the runner Reeves again. All Stars and Stitches. If you can put a logo on it, Big Dave and the crew can probably print it for you. Banners, signs, trophies, awards, you name it. Promotional products, even apparel. See Big Dave at All Stars and Stitches. Just west of Benton High School, across 435-5555. Runner going on 0-1. Put it in the pocket. It's Mitchell. So on the missing pitch, it's 0-2.
Yep. Foul ball.
Oh, is it really?
Yep. Umpire raised
not here to contact. That's the one thing. We're talking about aluminum bats. We heard the ping earlier during the
aluminum fungo bat.
And that is the one thing that I hate is you no longer, at least while we're broadcasting, I can't even hear most of the time the foul ball contact on the tip. I'll try my hearing. 0-2 coming. Oh, and now the runner's going on the 0-2, and looks like he slid underneath the tag, because I don't believe there was one.
Catcher was slow in getting rid of that baseball. He took a lot of time once he caught it, form, release, throw.
So another opportunity for the Rams. 1 ball, 2 strike count here on Sawyer Harrison. 0-for-1, looking for a big hit as he has an RBI chance for the runner on second. 4th inning action from Brennan Klein Memorial Field. Rams on top 3 love, and this one's going to be a curveball. Swung on a miss, and the Rams will strand a runner here in the 4th through 4. Still 3-0 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball from WMIX Sports.
It happens every spring. You need a great quality, new-to-you vehicle. There's a reason why Second Chance Auto has been helping put families into affordable, dependable vehicles for over 32 years. Honest, fair deals. Ain't nothing fancy, just great vehicles with warranties. Honest deals and bank rate financing for all. That's the only way Second Chance Auto will do business. And you don't even have to leave your home to get credit approval. Call Second Chance Auto at 244-4582 and get pre-approved right over the phone. They know bad things can happen to good people. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon.
Startup businesses, and they come in the door, they're pretty green.
Randy Atkinson, owner of Heartland Accounting, on why he is a small business expert.
I have had businesses where I've talked to people in their garage and have grown it to work in 3 states. There's a lot of tremendous opportunity to help people from the very inception of their business, whether it's just talking about what does it take to become successful, what sorts of things do we need to stay legal. I feel very qualified to help people get to where they want to be. I've had that experience and have helped that situation become successful.
Heartland Accounting, 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B.
Listen to us from any device at WMIXsports.com. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
And we'll get back to Rams Baseball on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. Holly Carroll is back in our Mountford studio. As 2, 3, and 4 are due up, it's Colton Carter, Chandler Ream, and Kyle Mitchell to face Tyler Ellis, who just misses on the first pitch, 1-0. Here at the top of the 5th, Rams on top 3-0. Lady Rams come back to tie up the softball diamond at 7. That'd be a big win for them if they can come up with it over there at home. 1-1 now as Carter takes a strike. See if the Lady Rams can overtake the Lady Cats over there at the Cusimano Sports Complex. 1-1 coming. Swung on a miss, and now it's 1-2 to Carter. That scoreboard update was presented by Tony Wilt. Still 4-0 atop over Centralia. As we wait the 1-2, here it comes. Check, swing in the dirt. Go appeal, and yes! The infield umpire says he went around, so that'll be a strikeout. Good move by Young to go ahead and apply the tag and then get the appeal.
Early dinner plans tonight. I didn't think he went from our perspective angle. Still don't. Mr. Flota's agreeing, I think, over there. Yeah, he agreed that he didn't swing. Even from that angle over there. He's out in the sun, working on his hand.
Wish we were out in the sun. Here it comes. First pitch catches the outside corner for 0-1 to the pitcher, Ream. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 5th, 3-0 Rams on top. And, of course, the Lady Rams and the Wildcats are tied at 7 across the way in the 4th. Scoreboard updates are powered by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. Is this going to be a foul tip that time? Did hear that. It's 0-2.
I heard that hit Colin Young, too. That thumped him a little bit. Don't know where it got him at.
For all your insurance needs, see Tony Wilt now. Vernon, log on to TonyWilt.com or look for the white State Farm Jeep around town and get you a better state with State Farm. No balls, 2 strikes to the pitcher, Ream, with 1 out and the base is empty here in the 5th. All goose eggs in the run column for the Wildcats. The Rams, fortunately, scored 3 in the bottom of the 1st. All goose eggs since then. And now a strike on the outside corner and a backwards K equates 2 strikeouts here in the inning for Tyler Ellis, I believe the 3rd on the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got to go up swinging, boys. Both teams better be swinging. This is the way it should be. I don't want to see a microscopic upper plate strike zone high school level. Make it big, make it wide, swing those bats.
Here comes the first pitch of the at-bat. Kyle Mitchell, the right-hander, who is 0 of 1 today, or excuse me, 1 of 1. Single back in the 2nd, had a sac fly in the 3rd.
Sac fly to right?
Nope. Yeah, I guess so. It does make sense, though. That's the thing, because you've heard it all these years in baseball. It's 1-1 now to Kyle Mitchell. Bases are empty with 2 outs for the Wildcats. At 5, Jefferson County Branch is a responsive quality service for all of your accounts. Community First Bank would like to be the first to say, welcome back to personal banking, member FDIC. As the 1-1 will be pitched outside. It's 2 balls and a strike here to Mitchell with Will on deck. It's a beautiful day, however. Sun drenching the field for the most part. Still somewhat of a shadow, of course, from this overhang of the pavilion, if you want to call it that, as it's 2-2 now to Mitchell on a strike. See if he can get the out pitch. It'll be a tapper. Out pitch indeed. If he can make the throw to first, good play by Tyler Ellis. 1-3 over tie to the side. So in order go the Wildcats here in the 5th. We're through 4.5. It's 3-0 Rams. This is Mountford Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
Learn to live healthy, learn to live well, and learn how you can live free from unexpected medical expense with a major medical expense policy from Pekin Insurance and the Page Agency. Health insurance that covers hospital, medical, and surgical expenses offers a wide choice of deductibles and a non-tobacco user discount, too. Rising medical costs don't have to be a problem with a major medical expense policy from Pekin Insurance. This is coverage we hope you'll never need, but you just can't be without. Call the Page Agency at 242-7000 about a major medical health insurance plan today.
I'm Jason Lohr with a look at your next round weather. Plenty of sunshine and warmer for this afternoon. High 61, clear skies and cold tonight. Low 34, cloudy tomorrow. We do see a little rain arrive by late afternoon. high 64, low 46 on Friday night. Cloudy on Saturday with a few showers, high 61 as we start the weekend. Sunday will be cloudy and warmer, high 68. Then sunny skies return as we start the work week on Monday. Next rad weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to Rams Baseball. We head to the bottom of the fifth with 9-1-2 due up for the Orange and Black. Leading the Marion Wildcats 3-0. Good afternoon once again. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside. Safely to say evening, I suppose, at this point. It's after 5:01, well past 5:01. As we near the bottom of the 5 o'clock hour on WMIX Mount Vernon, this game 1 hour, 1 minute old. Czerwinski will get it started here in the Rams half of the fifth inning. Interesting. Sarah Staley of Country Financial is one of our many Rams sponsors. We appreciate her. And all of our sponsors, but of course, Sarah Staley, what you don't know or understand about your existing policies can end up hurting you and your family. With the right help from Country Financial, almost any family can achieve financial security. Develop a plan to meet your goals with your Country Financial representative at Mount Vernon. Of course, it's Sarah Staley. See the senior Paninsky get it started here. Home half of the fifth inning, Rams hanging on to a 3-0 lead. Those 3 runs came way back in the first inning. See what happens. And Marine back out for another inning of work. Here comes the pitch. Paninsky shows spot to try to get himself on, take advantage of the deep third baseman. Pull back in time, and it's a 1-0 count.
Good thinking there by Hayden. I like to see guys go up there and think in situations like that.
It's some pretty good wheels. See what happens on the 1-0. Here comes. I'm done calling balls and strikes, by the way, so that was outside, 2-0. Just going to wait for the reaction. Oh, wow, a tie ball game at Harrisburg and Shawnee. Fourth, now tied at 1. The 2-0 coming. This is outside. A good hitter's count here for Hayden Paninsky to lead it off. 3 balls and no strikes. Who wouldn't love to buy a vehicle with credit approval right over the phone? You can at Second Chance Auto. Call 244-4582 and find out without leaving your home. That's 244-4582. For credit approval today at Second Chance Auto, around 142 East in Mount Vernon, as Hayden Paninsky pretty well heads that way on a 4-pitch walk to lead off the inning to bring up Jake Pike, who's 0 for 2. Three runs on 4 hits for the Rams. They've stranded a pair of runners today. Of course, no runs on what I have to be 6 hits for the Wildcats. Make that 5 hits. As the runner's going, Paninsky looks to be safe at second base as he steals second. So a good swipe there for the Rams, and it'll put a runner in scoring position for Pike with a 1-0 count.
Right, Mount Vernon needs spark offensively here.
So in steps Jake Pike with a 1-0 count, a runner on second base here in the fifth. Nobody out. Ream out of the stretch will come inside. That turns Pike around, and it's going to be 2-0. Came low. Back of the Cats. You can follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. We're online at WMIXSports.com. 2-0 the count here. Bottom of the fifth inning. Rams on top 3-0. Runner on second. It is Hayden Paninsky. At HeyPapa6 follows us on Twitter. You should too. It's Pike inside outs 1 and 2 right field. That'll drop for a base hit. Paninsky's going to be held up at third, and there'll be runners at the corners here on the first hit of the afternoon for Jake Pike.
Right fielder didn't pick it up in the bright sun. Got a late jump. Could have made the play, but didn't.
Breezy here under the overhang. But a beautiful afternoon for high school baseball. The Rams are trying to add some more offense to a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the fifth with runners at the corners and nobody out. As I have a feeling we're going to have a visit from the first base dugout. We will. And Coach Manfredo's going to talk it over. So 3-0 your score here in the fifth. I'm not sure if we're going to see a new pitcher or not, but I can tell you the break in the action is powered by the Medicine Shop, where customer service is their top priority. Dr. Eric Black is the pharmacist owner of the Medicine Shop, second-generation family business, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon. We'll see if they do have somebody warming in the bullpen.
Might be a case to let him get warmed up some more. Maybe. No signal is given. A home plate umpire standing here at home plate in the cutout circle.
Get you some more scores. Last check, the Lady Rams and Marion were tied at 7.
8-7 Lady Rams now. That just came in.
Very nice. So late breaking.
Yeah, how that?
They're tied at 4, Harrisburg and Shawnee in baseball action. Altoff leads Centralia in the bottom of the sixth by a score of 4-2. That's also baseball. We head back to softball now with this score update. Wayne City in the fourth leads Sandoval 0-0. So lefty Landon Thomas stands in after a Tony Wiltz scoreboard update with the runners at the corners and nobody out. They'll check on that first runner. We will tell you that Tony Wiltz, State Farm, would love to handle all of your insurance needs. See Tony at the corner of 42nd South Water Tower. Visit him online at TonyWilt.com. Or look for that white State Farm Jeep around town. We'll get you another scoreboard update before the end of this one. 3-0 ball game. Rams on top trying to add some more. As Thomas shows bunt, pulls back. The runner is headed to second. This could allow the runner to come home. And the play at the plate is going to be out. As Spinitsky thought he grabbed the plate, but a good tag there by Kyle Mitchell. As the throw is intercepted by the pitcher, Ream. So they throw back home, and they get the runner, and now a first out on the board with the runner on second base.
Yeah, running to the out. That was a tough play there. That was a good play by Marion to execute that one very nicely.
So 1 ball, no strikes. Runner on second base. Bottom of the 5th inning. 1 out for Landon Thomas. Colin Young stands on deck. Marion trying to get out of the jam here in the 5th. It came up with a big out in a big way. Is this what?
Curveball inside on the corner.
Okay. It doesn't matter. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A runner on second base. For the center fielder, Thomas. He'll take it inside this time, and it's a quick 2-1 count to LT. Rams are threatening here in the 5th. Haven't scored since the bottom half of the 1st when Thomas, Young, and Metter all crossed the plate for the Rams. Wind's starting to blow out of right field. Toward right field, I should say. Ground ball, first base side. Nice pickup by Brown. He'll step on the bag, and there's your second out. He's been pretty good at first base today.
I thought that ball was foul territory, but from the angle I couldn't tell.
Advances the runner to the third base, Jake Pike, and he stands all alone at that third base bag talking to Tim Holloway and hoping Colin Young will bring him in. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, still a 3-0 ball game. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Orange and Black. No runs, 5 hits for the Wildcats. Pitch in route coming. Good bender there. Good 12-6, but it misses inside, 1-0.
Big inning here for Ream. Try to get out of this and keep it at 3-0. That's his job at this point.
1-0 count for Young, the senior catcher. Mike, the runner at third. This is going to miss high, and it's a 2-0 count. Rams Baseball is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland, 5 Jefferson County branches. Of course, you're retired to big corporate banking. You do have a choice in Jefferson County. Community First Bank at home. Alfred and Woodlawn, Dixon, Ina. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC is the 2-0 coming. And the 2-0 crosses the plate for 2-1.
Ream right now getting close to that 80-85 pitch mark. A lot of pitches. Start out with 25 in the first inning, 13, 8, 14, but now starting to climb back up again.
2 balls and a strike, pitch in round, and that's going to drop in the dirt for a 3-1 count. It was well outside. It's a good stop by Kyle Mitchell. The Rams, you kind of feel their chances becoming ever so limited. But a good hitter's count here, 3 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. See what happens. We'll see how Ream reacts out of the windup. He'll fire. That's going to get away. Good stop by Mitchell, and that'll allow Colin Young on the walk to take first and put runners at the corners for Colton Metter at a 2 RBI double back in the first.
All Mitchell could do that time catching is backhand. I mean, he had no time to slide over. That ball hit in the dirt in front of home plate about 3 or 4 feet. Luckily, make a play at the mitt. What a nice play to keep that runner at third with 2 outs. Now it's first and third.
Bottom of the 5th. Rams on top, 3-0. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. And now we're going to see Coach Manfreda.
That will be all she wrote, I would think.
So this is the inning. And they'll bring in, we'll see a left-hander this time. So we'll see how the Rams react. And it's probably a good situation to go ahead and make that change with a hot-hitting Colt Metter coming in. 2-run double back in the first. Later came around to score on an RBI by Trevor Flota. Since then, that's been all the offense the Rams have really had. This break in the action is powered by the Medicine Shop Pharmacy as well as TMS Mobility and Rehab. 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon. At the Medicine Shop, customer service is their top priority. See Dr. Eric Black, the staff, second generation. Family owned for more than 30 years. So we're not going to see a new pitcher. That rule does not apply.
Might have been the first visit for an injury. Maybe he went out and talked. Guess not. That's the only way he could have done that. You get 3 total in high school, though, trips, so that could be the other thing, too.
Gotcha.
The 2 in an inning might be out, but the first one might have been to check on him. Maybe he saw something.
All right. So we'll continue with the same pitcher, Chandler Reed. My apologies for that gaffe. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning, a 3-0 ball game. 3 runs on 5 hits for the Rams. It's better looking to get a piece of one, lets it drop. And that'll be ball 1 to Colton as he gets ahead of the count here. Reed, who did not get ahead of a batter, and so I believe Williams in the first has been pretty effective since, limiting the damage, but his team unable to back him up with any run support. Chop ground ball, third base side. Underneath the glove, a run will score, and Meadow will be saved at first. Good try by Evans. Just couldn't come up with it.
That will be an error. 8-5, another run for the Rams, though. Ball didn't hop up. The ball is not coming up for the infielders. Ball's staying on the ground, and everybody's going to have to get that glove on the grass, especially in this third part of the infield.
So the Rams take a 4-0 lead now in the bottom half of the 5th. Still 2 outs, but 2 runners aboard for Trevor Flota, who had an RBI double his first time. And now we'll take a first pitch strike high in the zone for 0-1.
Marion has tied it up, 8-8, softball across the way.
Lady Rams and the Lady Cats all knotted up at 8, and that's a big South 7th Conference game over there for Mount Vernon. 0-1 coming. Good curveball. Catches his own right across the plate. 0-2 now to Flota. As Reams trying to power the Wildcats out of the inning after allowing another run. 4 runs. 5 hits for the Rams unofficially. With 1 error. No runs, 5 hits. That's been the difference thus far. And 1 error for the Wildcats. Pitch gets away outside. Good stop by Mitchell. On this now 1-2 to Flota as he stays alive. The WMIX Sports Mobile Studios are driven by King City Chrysler Center. Hertz Rental Car location right there. Get ready to go on a summer vacation or maybe just a spring weekend getaway. See the folks at the Hertz Rental Car Center at King City Chrysler. 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon. 1-2 the count on Flota. Trying to get the Rams more offense. He'll take a pitch inside. It's 2-2. Game now an hour and 13 minutes old. We're still tied. Harrisburg and Shawnee. That's a battle down there in the deep south. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Foul tip. Good job to stay alive by Flota. And the inning will continue as Williams comes back to get the foul ball.
This is Matthew Williams. I have it in front of us. He's serious today.
Probably. He wants the base hit. He wants Flota to keep this inning going. 2-2 the count, 2 gone. 2 aboard here in the bottom half of the 5th. We're here at Brennan Klein Memorial Field. Glad to have you with us on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. As Ream gets set, fires high, and now it's a full count. So had Flota 0-2, and now Flota's been able to work the count full, and a good at-bat for Trevor. Very good at-bat. See what happens here with a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on and 2 out in the 5th. Flota's going to get a piece of this one. Good to try to give it an effort in the on-deck circle. And it'll be Sawyer Harrison who charges out of the dugout to pick it up. He's pumped.
He had to give it up, though. Look over he threw it to on the bench.
Might have been the bucket.
Yeah.
He's excited. Well, soggy dugout over there. Still some standing water over there, but the field looks immaculate. Full count, 2 outs. Runners are going to go. Come back into the pitcher. He'll go to first base with it. And 1-3 retires his side. It's the Rams strand 2, but they score another. It's 4-0 Mount Vernon through 5. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
I know you've heard about mortgage rates being all-time lows, but have you done anything about it yet? Hi, I'm Rick Pigg, mortgage lender at Community First Bank. There's never been a better time at buying a home or refinancing an existing mortgage. The sooner you act, the more you save, and we'll be there to help you through every step of the way. For more information, visit us at comfirstbank.net or stop by one of our 5 locations.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your future is calling. With a GED test and some help from Rend Lake College, you can answer the call. The current test expires at the end of 2013, and your scores will expire too if you don't finish and pass the test by then. Don't feel prepared? Don't worry, we can help. Visit finishtheged.com to learn more. Don't miss the chance to turn one small step into your next big opportunity, like college, a better job, and the respect you deserve. Finish your GED by the end of 2013. Questions? Call Rend Lake College's Adult Education and Literacy Department today at 437-5321.
You're listening to Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
And welcome back to Brennan Klein Memorial Field. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside. As we head to the top of the sixth, it'll be Will, Burgess, and Brown for the Wildcats as we see 5, 6, and 7. In the Marion lineup, Tyler Ellis comes back out for another inning. 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, 4 left on base for the Rams. No runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and 5 left on base for the Wildcats. As Ellis gets set, at wanting time is Will. Of course, we'll look for a Red Lake College player of the game. Red Lake College, we can save thousands in your college education. Log on to rlc.edu to find out how. Ellis set now, finally the first pitch of the inning. He's going to scoot outside. It's going to be 1-0 to the right-handed Will, who's 1 of 2 today. Singled back in the second, struck out in the third. Gave the first strikeout victim of Mr. Ellis. 1-0 coming. Swung on a miss. Good fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Be good for Mr. Ellis to get a 1-2-3 and get back in the dugout. Get a quick inning. 70 pitches coming into this inning.
1-1 coming. Swung on a miss. Took some off at that time, and it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Will, the right fielder, followed by Burgess, the DH, and, of course, Brown, the first baseman, who's played very, very well defensively today. Rams in action tomorrow against another Williamson County foe. Check swing, but he went around. Young will apply the tag, and so that is going to be the 4th strikeout of the afternoon. And 1 out for Sean Burgess. Rams will travel to Bloody Williamson tomorrow to take on the Heron Tigers at their new complex. And as we told you, Tuesday heading into Wednesday, that would have been Tuesday into yesterday, a very new complex, also the host of the 3A Regional this year.
New to this year.
As it comes inside on the first pitch to the left-hander for a ball, 1-0 to Burgess, who singled was last time. It was gunned down in a 1-6 double play on a pop-up bunt his last time. He got caught a little too far on the bunt off of second base bag as he takes a strike now, 1-1. Yeah, the game was scheduled for Wednesday against Heron, but was rained out. They were able to get it in tomorrow, and what will hopefully be a promisingly beautiful day as it's 1-2 on the whiff by Burgess. I haven't really looked at the forecast.
Should be okay tomorrow in Heron.
As it's tapped foul to remain 1-2 on the count here to Burgess. DC will have the call of that game. I will be on assignment tomorrow afternoon. You can listen to it on WMIXsports.com as well. I don't know how to use this. 1-2 is going to be lifted foul for the third base dugout into the deep rush. And rough work. Oh, okay. There we go. I think there's a chance of precip tomorrow, but not much of one, as the 1-2 again is fouled down the first base side this time.
Burgess having a good at-bat, working Ellis over a little bit here in the 6th. Mount Vernon does have action in their bullpen down the left field line.
So now take something off it on the 1-2, goes a little higher that time, and that'll be another strikeout up the frontwards righty, and it's the 5th strikeout of the game for Tyler Ellis.
Yeah, Corey Harrison fell down trying to receive that around the horn throw. Don't know what happened there. He's okay. Mr. Ellis, like you said, took something off, threw it high, and there it was.
So 2 outs and nobody on. In steps the right-hander Brown. Makes the first pitch ball low, and it's a 1-0 count. Centralia falls to Altoff, 5-3. So as long as the Rams win this, they're tied with Carbondale for tops in the conference. They have a big date on Tuesday, as it's 1-1 on the swing and miss. Rams Baseball is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland, as you know. Glad to have them aboard for yet another season of Rams Athletics as the 1-1 crosses the plate for 1-2. For the Rams, it'll be Williams, Reeves, and Harrison do up in the home half. They can get this last strike. Pitch on the way, comes inside. It'll be fisted to the right side of the infield, covering the back. Good play by Tyler Ellis. Colt Metter, of course, came off a first base to get it. So 3-1 retires the side in order here in the 6th. We're through 5.5, still 4-0 Rams. This is Mount Vernon Baseball from WMIX Sports.
State Farm, this is Jessica.
Hey, Jessica, Jerry Newman. Does State Farm offer more discounts to more drivers?
Yep, like the good driver discount.
So it's for good, but not great drivers.
No, Jerry. There's also the multi-line discount.
For calling from multiple lines while driving.
You should never use a phone while driving.
I only make calls from my car when I'm stuck in a ditch or something.
Are you in a ditch?
Yes, I am.
State Farm offers more discounts to more drivers than any other insurance company. Get to a better state.
One more reason to call State Farm agent Tony Wilton Mount Vernon at 242-1421.
The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois proudly welcomes Dr. Brian Steinke to their medical staff. Dr. Steinke earned his medical degree at the University of Illinois in Chicago and has degrees in anatomy and physiology from UC Berkeley, and he brings prestigious credentials to the center. Dr. Steinke is a gifted physician and contributor to orthopedic textbooks. Call 618-242-3778 or visit their informative website at orthocenter-si.com.
Listen to us from any device at WMIXsports.com. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
And we welcome you back, Rams Baseball on WMIX and WMIXsports.com as we head to the bottom half of the sixth inning with 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Rams. It'll be Matthew Williams, Clayton Reeves, and Sawyer Harrison for Tim Holloway's lineup. Of course, the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios are driven by Ford Square, 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon, as well as King City Chrysler Center at 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon. See the Ford site at FordSquare.com or visit King City Chrysler online at KingCityChrysler.com. Big event coming up for them Saturdays. It's Drive Smart for your school event, the Lincoln side for Waltonville High School. We encourage all of Jefferson County and anybody listening that would want to find an easy way to help Waltonville to raise $6,000. $20 per vehicle test driven. Up to 300 vehicles will go back to the Waltonville Spartans. Not a bad deal. All ready to get going, maybe. Seems like a slow transition into this bottom half of the sixth. One of these days. So Williams will get it started here for the Rams against a left-handed pitcher for the Wildcats, whose number I still will not be able to see as it comes outside to the right-handed Williams. It's 1-0. Number 9. That would be Patrick Boyd coming on in relief here in the sixth. It'll be a last chance seventh for the Wildcats, who trail 4-0 here. 1-0 count. Here it comes. Going to be in the dirt, 2-0. You can follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports, as always. Of course, Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of the Rams. See Kathy or Marcia at Mount Vernon. They're two of the friendly tellers at Community First Bank of the Heartland who welcome you back to personal banking. Remember FDIC. 2-0 count. Lefties pitch on the way, and that's going to be up near the shoulders of Williams. 3-0. Here comes the 3-0 pitch, right across the plate. It's 3 balls and a strike to Williams. Rams got some big insurance back in the fifth and a 4-0 lead. 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error with 4 left on base. Marion, of course, no runs, 5 hits, 1 error. They've stranded 5 today. What a difference those 5 runs would be. As Williams will take the 3-1 high and get a leadoff walk.
Another run would be nice, just to make it where Marion has to load the bases, score 4, and get another to get back in it. Like to get an extra with Boyd, the senior, out on the mound.
So a lefty-righty matchup for a second consecutive batter here. It's Clayton Reeves as he stands in, 1 of 2 today. Has a stolen base, has Williams on first, and nobody out. This is going to miss in the dirt, 1 ball, no strikes. Rams at Marion, Rams at Heron tomorrow, St. County. Travel to Murfreesboro on Monday, host Carbondale Tuesday, and then it's Cahokia and Altop back-to-back on Wednesday and Thursday on the road. All those games here on WMIX. 1-0 coming, catches the plate, comes inside. It's a good 1-1 count here. Good pitch by Boyd. Boyd looks into his catcher, Mitchell, for the sign. Now will fire out of the stretch, blows it past Reeves. It's 1-2.
A little different look after seeing the right-hander for 5 innings. Now you're seeing a lefty with some decent movement, and Marion yet again with somebody else warming up in the pen in case they need to go another guy.
Looking, eyeing, gazing that runner at first, and Boyd will step off of the rubber. 4-0 Rams on top. Runner on first. Nobody out in the bottom half of the sixth inning. Do it for Marion. It'll be 8, 9, and 1. In the last chance seventh, as Boyd gets set time was called, he'll go ahead and fire.
Out late time there by Reeves. Pitcher should throw the ball in that situation. Mount Vernon with action in the bullpen down the way.
We'll look for a Red Lake College player of the game in our post-game show. Red Lake College can save you thousands as your college education. Look online at rlc.edu. See which of the more than 100 degree certificate programs is right for you. It's a foul ball. Well out of play. Past right field near Juan. And it's 1-2 to Reeves. Hard to believe we're in the home half of the sixth already. Game just now about an hour and 25 minutes old. Lefty pitcher on the hill for Marion after 5 strong innings from the right-hander Reeve, as Reeves will tap it foul to stay alive. Harrison will get it, probably give it back to the dugout again. Nope, so he's got to take it with him. So it's a 1-2 count on Reeves. Runner on first base, nobody out. The runner, of course, is Matthew Williams, who walked. Boyd looks back. Time called again.
Well, you got a little cat-and-mouse game going on with Boyd and Reeves right now. Boyd's trying to quick pitch. He's getting a quick pause in and trying to quick pitch, and Reeves, being a veteran, knows the senior tricks out there, and Boyd's getting a little upset here with Reeves trying to step out on him.
1 ball, 2 strikes, runner on first base. We'll see what happens here with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. Rams looking for some insurance, up 4-0. Pitch on the way, Reeves will attack. And swing and miss.
Yeah, that was one. Reeves jumped at one in the zone. Boyd threw that one hard as he could, and it got out of zone, but Reeves chased anyway. Boyd's a little upset with the stepping out of the box a couple times by Reeves.
And that'll bring in Sawyer Harrison with 1 on and 1 out. Williams will get a marginal lead off of first base. Lefty Boyd will look over, and he'll come home with it to Harrison, high and away to the right-hander, 1-0. So the right-hander Harrison stands in. Williams will get a lead, and here comes the 1-0. That catches it. 1 ball, 1 strike to Harrison with Peninsky on deck. Pike to follow should the inning continue. Marion will be out to their last chance at the top of the 7th, trailing 4-0. As the Rams are looking for win number 19 on the year, a loss will drop Marion to 12-7. Next pitch on the way inside. Williams loses sight of it. Tries to stay put.
Mitchell did a good job again keeping that in front. That way Williams could have to stay at first.
Of course, the schedule will start to wind down here as we head into the month of May. Postseason will be here before you know it, the week of May 20th, as the 1-1 comes, and that's going to catch the inside corner, make that 2-1, catches the inside corner. It should be 2-2.
Mm-hmm. A little late on the scoreboard.
So with 1 out, Rams still threatening here in the 6th, up 4-0. Trying to stay undefeated against Williamson County, and they'll put that streak on the line if they win here today, tomorrow. On the road against the Heron Tigers, starting your 3A regional. Johnson Field, I believe, is the name of the field, actually. If I remember right. It always has been, hasn't it? Mm-hmm. Transferred the name over to the new complex. The 1-2 coming. Swung on a miss, a high fastball, and back-to-back strikeouts put 2 outs on the board now for Marion, as Hayden Peninsky will stand in trying to keep the inning going.
Bottom of the order starting something up, which is always good to see.
Runner on first, 2 outs. That brings in the senior. Of course, Peninsky walked his last time, stole a base, was out at home. On a play where the catcher was thrown down to second base with the runner going, but it was intercepted by the pitcher at the time, Ream, who threw back home and gunned down Peninsky. Hayden gets a lap here as he gets ahead in the count, 1-0 against the left-handed pitcher, Boyd, who looks in, steps off the rubber. Just shy of the top of the 6 o'clock hour on WMIX Mount Vernon, Marion Terre Haute, a free service from Withers Broadcasting. Runner goes, it swung and a miss, the throw is high. Good job backing up the play by the shortstop Carter to keep it from sailing into center field. And it'll put a runner in scoring position, which equates an RBI chance here for Hayden Peninsky ahead in the count 2-0. Try to get you one final scoreboard update when we head to the top half of the 7th inning. Of course, Rams Baseball is presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. 2-0 count on Peninsky with 2 outs. 4-0 Ram lead with a runner on second. Here comes the pitch. Catches the outside corner, well located that time, and now the count is 2-1.
Older part of the order here, last few innings, had a good job of working the count.
2 balls and a strike to Hayden. With 2 outs and a runner on second base. 2-1 count. Don't have to make a federal case out of it.
Yeah, 2-1.
Not the first time this happened, Dick.
Or ever in this game of baseball.
What are we talking about here?
2-1. Scoreboard was 3-0, flash 2-1.
I mean, so we're just this happened 5 times today. We're just noticing this. Yeah. And so now we have to talk about it. Delay this game, which is already slowing down.
Yeah, at least it may be it's not too dark.
Hopefully it has nothing to do with that, because if so, that's just sad. 2 balls, 1 strike to count, 2 outs, and the runner on second base here in the bottom half of the 6th inning of a 4-0 ball game.
Now it's 1-2. We've lost all kinds of sense of form here.
It's on to Hades quickly. Runner's going on the count. This will be a ground ball put to the right side. The infield's good score, Williams. He's headed around third. He'll score, and it'll be an RBI single for Hayden. But
what a pretty piece of hitting by Hayden. Dropped the hands, kept them back, ran them through, got the RBI. Nice job of hitting that ball to the right side on that off-speed pitch.
The beauty part of it, they're finally playing the game after that brief delay. So runner on first now for Jake Pike. He singled and scored his last time up back in the 5th. It's a 5-0 Ram lead. So they had some insurance here in the critical 6th before they head to the last chance Marion 7th. Pitch on the way to Pike. He'll take it high. And it's 1-0. Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of the Rams and Lady Rams here on WMIX with 5 Jefferson County branches and responsive quality service for all of your accounts. Community First Bank would like to be the first to say, welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC, as Pike tries to rip one deep in the right field, but swings and misses. It'll leave the count at 1-1. Oh, my. Checks on the runner at first base. Does the pitcher, Boyd. Lefty keeping a close eye on first with the first baseman, Brown, holding the runner. One ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. The runner's going. The throw will be down to second. It's a good throw. Does Peninsky beat it? He does.
Snuck in.
A pair of swipes today for Hayden. You can follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Find us on Facebook as well. The lefty Pike will stand in. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs and a runner on second here in the bottom of the 6th. Rams on top 5-0 if you're just joining us. Lefty's pitch on the way in this lefty-lefty matchup. Sails foul over the third base dugout under play. And it's 2-2. Rams football returns to the airwaves. A Friday night in August, the Rams will travel to the Rochester to take on the Rockets. Streaming video returns that night as well at WMIXsports.com. Long ways off. 2-2 coming. In the dirt, it's full count. Good eye by Jake Pike.
Boyd has come in, and he's been worked over by this lineup of Mount Vernon. I mean, he has not been given any breaks, no bad swings. Grinding at bats here by the Rams on Boyd as in his relief appearance.
Full count. Let's see what happens with 2 outs. Pike will reach out into the third. That'll be off of the shoe of the third baseman. And over to third will go Peninsky. Pike's charging the second. Don't make the throw. And good job by the second baseman, McCreakin, to come up on it. Try not to let it get too far off.
Single. That ball was smoked. Second and third, he just advanced.
That's one of those where Reams playing third for the first inning today. It's kind of surprised him as I think it did everybody else. That'll bring in Landon Thomas, who walked and scored back in the first, but has managed to find the glove of the first baseman every other time today. Loops one towards right center field. On the run is Dixon, and he will not be able to come up with it. And a couple more will score on the 2 RBI single by Landon Thomas, who's going to try to take second, and will be out on the play. So, a 2 RBI single, gunned down at second base. The Rams get 3 insurance runs here in the inning to take a 7-0 lead into the last chance 7th. This is Rams Baseball, powered by Community First Bank.
Do you farm or operate an agriculture-based business? Then Community First Bank is for you. Hi, I'm Steve Down, Agribusiness Lending Officer at Community First Bank. With our roots firmly planted in Jefferson County, we offer the stability, strength, and personal attention that you deserve. Community First Bank wants to be your financial partner with customized products for both your personal and farm banking needs. Stop by any of our 5 convenient Jefferson County locations to see how we can help your business grow.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Southern Illinois now has a better home for sports. It's the all-new WMIXsports.com. Jam-packed with local scores, video show highlights, and archives of every local sports broadcast on WMIX. Did your team win? Missed that game-winning shot last night? Didn't catch your favorite coach on the Saturday Sports Show? WMIXsports.com is right at your fingertips. On your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, or your video game console. It's the all-new WMIXsports.com. Another free service from Withers Broadcasting. Back to the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. This is Rams Baseball on WMIX.
Last chance seventh for the Marion Wildcats. On in relief for the pitcher Tyler Ellis will be Thomas Weber to try to shut it down. For Marion, it'll be Kyle Baker, Corbin McReekin, and Kurt Dixon barring any changes to the lineup as the Wildcats trail 7-0. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside 3 insurance runs in the home half of the 6th. Give the Rams a bit more breathing room.
Yep, nice to have that. That's what you got to have. The Rams' bats have been silent since the first inning. Got to run the 5th, 3, and the 6th. You have to keep adding and attacking that lead, and now Vernon finally did that here today.
The rest of the lineup remains the same for the Rams. It's just Thomas Weber on to close.
Ellis goes 6, 5 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Maybe 5. Might have miscounted.
How many strikeouts there?
5.
Sounds right.
Okay.
How many walks?
I had 2.
You're right. I was just lazy and wanted to write it down without having to look. So a good day by Tyler Ellis, who looks for the win. And hoping to shut it down, close the door will be Thomas Weber. First batter face will be Kyle Baker, and the first pitch of the inning is going to miss low for a ball. So quick scoreboard update for you. Last check, still tied at 1. Harrisburg and Shawnee in baseball. Next pitch on the way is a fastball that misses outside, 2-0. Atop beats Centralia in a crucial South 7 game, 5-3. Softball last check, they're tied at 8, Marion and Mount Vernon. Next one on the way is going to catch the outside corner for a 2-1 count to Baker. Wayne City shuts out, and slams the door on Sandoval. 18-0 in 5 innings. Interesting. 2-1 coming, going to miss high, 3 balls and a strike to Baker. Here in the top of the 7th, 7-0 your score, Rams on top. Trying to get the win. Details thus far, no runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Wildcats, as the 3-1 will get a full count. Nice pitch on the outside corner. 7 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Rams. The Rams are stranded 4, whereas the Wildcats are stranded 5. So at least now if you're Marion, those 5 left on base won't make that big of a difference. As will be a leadoff walk to Baker, but you have to throw strikes.
Got to throw strikes. 7-run game, you got a 7-run lead, you got to come in and not mess around. Throw it, throw strikes. Don't let them get into this.
3 minutes past the 6 o'clock hour on WMIX. Mount Vernon, Carbondale, Cape Girardeau, a free service from Withers Broadcasting worldwide at WMIXsports.com. Runner on first, nobody out, high fastball. Wow, just missed, and it's 1-0.
Up in the zone a bit.
Boy, beautiful sunny evening, but it feels like we're in the Arctic back here.
Yeah, wind's picking up.
1-0 coming. Ooh, somehow caught the plate, 1-1.
Sun gets to a certain angle and it starts drooping. And when it starts getting to a certain angle, the heat's not there anymore.
Next one coming. Catches low again. Not going to ask. 1-2. The runner on first and nobody out here in the top half of the 7th. Marion down 7 runs. Going to need quite a bit of action in a hurry here in the last chance 7th to try to keep this one going. But a ground ball hit to short. Could be 2. Nope, some trouble by Williams. Fires across the diamond. Rifled it across on the 6-3, and that'll be your 1 out, but it advances the runner to
Well, Williams wanted to get that lead runner. But with a 7-run lead, that lead runner is not as important unless you make a clean play. He did kind of mishand a little bit in the mitt, so instead of taking a chance and a safe at second, went and got the out of first. That's what you're doing here. You have to trade outs now because they're not down 7. You need all the extra outs you can get, and Matthew did not give them one that time.
In steps Kurt Dixon, who led off the game as he flew out to center field back in the first. Cincinnati's grounded out to the pitcher and has flown out to right. 0-3 today, has an 0-1 count. He takes the first pitch strike. Has an RBI chance with the runner on second and 1 out. Takes a strike right down the middle now. 0-2 is the count. See Sharon at Community First Bank of the Heartland, their Ina location there in southern Jefferson County. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. 0-2 the count with a runner on second here in the top of the 7th. Last chance for the Wildcats. 1 out, swung on a miss, make it 2. That'll be 1 strikeout now.
That's what you got to do if you're Weber. You come in and just throw strikes. If they hit, you got the fielder. 7-run pad, that's pitching with house money at that point.
Last chance for the Wildcats is Colton Carter. 2 outs and a runner on second in a 7-0 ball game. Weber gets set out of the stretch. Powers a fastball just outside. Had good vertical location on it. Just missed horizontally. And it's 1-0 for Carter. Carter, I believe, played for Shane Hawkins on the Wildcat basketball team. Name I seem to remember calling. I think. A lot of Coltons. Carters. There was even a cash. Yeah. For Hawk. 2-0's the count. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Last chance for the Wildcats with the runner on second base. Weber gets set, fires a fastball that misses outside. It's 3-0. You can follow us on the Twitterverse at WMIX Sports. You can listen to previous broadcasts at WMIXSports.com. Plus, we have video highlights from sports that we video stream. As we await the 3-0, where is it going to go? Right down the middle for a strike. Not bad, 3-1. Of course, we had an abbreviated Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Can't forget that. They do premium detailing. Landers Collision Centers in Mount Vernon and Salem. Call 1-888 Landers to make your appointment. 3-1. Oop, fouled off. Full count. Our friend. That was close. That was. He was heading toward the lot and had to deflect that ball. He had to deflect that ball out of the way. Our friend's got to watch out. Yeah. He's playing with house money. Full count. Last chance for the Wildcats. 2 gone here in the top of the 7th. Tying run nowhere near the batter's box. Here comes. Swung on a miss, and Thomas Weber comes in and shuts it down. Rams win this one 7-0. Your Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show is next. This is Rams Baseball powered by Community First Bank.
Hi, I'm Bria Ashby with Community First Bank. It's always my goal to make the transition to Community First Bank as easy as possible for our customers. Our handy switch kit helps in doing just that. Whether it's direct deposit, auto transfers, or online banking, I'm here to help. Come see me at our 42nd Street location to open your account today and let me remind you how banking should be. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's hard not to keep dreaming about all the fun that lies ahead in the summer months. Hi, Roy Schmidt, Dodge Chrysler Jeep dealer at King City Chrysler, Mount Vernon. Maybe you need a new Chrysler Town & Country before you head on to a summer vacation. Or perhaps you should look at a new Dodge Grand Caravan before loading up the kids for that next excursion. Right now you can save $2,750 on your new minivan with $2,000 in customer cash plus an owner loyalty discount of $750. Or qualified buyers can choose 0% financing for 60 months. Your summer getaways and family adventures just became a lot easier with these amazing incentives on the Dodge Grand Caravan and Chrysler Town & Country. King City Chrysler has over 25 minivans in stock just for you. Browse our inventory online at kingcitychrysler.com or see one of our associates at 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois.
What does technology sound like? Is it the clang of heavy machinery, the beeps and chirps of an electronic gadget? At the new Good Samaritan Regional Health Center, technology sounds a little something like this.
It's the sound of a young girl excited because her mom's being released the same day as her minimally invasive surgery. Thanks to the Da Vinci surgical robot, our surgeons' hand motions are seamlessly translated into smaller, more precise movements. But surgery isn't the only way Good Samaritan is raising the bar for advanced healthcare in Southern Illinois.
That's the sound of a patient's health record being updated and stored electronically for immediate access by nurses, primary care doctors, and specialists alike. That's why soon, the new Good Samaritan Regional Health Center will use all electronic patient health records. Less paper translates to faster, better care for you. And that sounds a little something like this.
The new Good Samaritan Regional Health Center, raising a hospital, raising the bar.
Southern Illinois now has a better home for sports. It's the all-new WMIXSports.com. Jam-packed with local scores, video highlights, and archives of every local sports broadcast on WMIX. Did your team win? Missed that game-winning shot last night? Didn't catch your favorite coach on the Saturday sports show? WMIXSports.com is right at your fingertips. On your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, or your video game console. It's the all-new WMIXSports.com. Another free service from Withers Broadcasting. This is Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX. The Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show starts now.
Schmidt Chevrolet, SchmidtChevrolet.com. You can browse all of their inventory online at Schmidt Chevrolet, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside Holly Carroll is back in our Mount Vernon studio as the Rams wrap up a 7-0 South 7 Conference victory over the Marion Wildcats. Rams are now 19-5 on the year. 4. What are they in the conference? 5-1? Now they are. They are now 5-1 the South 7. Marion drops 12-7 and 2-3. We have a lot to run down here, a lot of details in your Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show. Let's take a look at your Heartland County postgame stats. Marion had no runs on 5 hits, 2 errors. As I'm looking through here, it was 7 left on base. Mount Vernon 7 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, 4 left on base. Tyler Ellis, your winner, went 6 strong. Chandler Ream, the loser in the game, took 1 hour and 42 minutes, and the Rams go to 19-5 overall, 5-1 in the conference with a 7-0 win over Marion. They go so far. They might play again in postseason. They're 13-0 in runs and shutouts for Mount Vernon, 2 games against Marion this year. Not a bad effort for the Rams against the Cats this season. Get started right. Let Heartland Accounting help make your business a success. Heartland Accounting, 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B. Your small business expert. We need to take a break here on your Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show. Rams win this 7-0. When we come back, we'll have your Red Lake College player of the game, and we will wrap it up. This is Rams Baseball from WMIX Sports.
I'm meteorologist Dave Bowers with a look at your next rad weather. Mainly clear and becoming cold tonight. Scattered frost late, a low of 30 to 34. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine and cool, a high only 58. Tomorrow night, clear to partly cloudy, a low of 34. The outlook for Friday, rather cloudy with a high 64. Saturday, mostly cloudy, a shower is possible. High temperature again 64. Next rad weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Don't just dream about a better job. Go get it with scores of programs that take 2 years, 1 year, or even just a few months to complete. Rend Lake College is your gateway to a career you'll love. From nursing to coal mining, from computer programming to cosmetology, and everything in between. Rend Lake College is affordable, convenient, and ready to get you trained for your new job fast. Call us at 618-437-5321 or visit us at rlc.edu.
Find us on Facebook under WMIX Sports. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back to the Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show. Rams beat Marion today 7-0. We owe you a Red Lake College player of the game, and I think it's pretty self-evident. Tyler Ellis, 6 strong innings of pitching for Mount Vernon today, much needed. Did a great job on the bump today and gets another conference win for the Mount Vernon Rams. There you go, big win indeed. Of course, your Red Lake College player of the game, save thousands at RLC. Look online at rlc.edu to see which more than 100 degree and certificate programs is right for you. That's going to do it for us this afternoon. Back on the air tomorrow at about 4:15 with the Atlantic Collision Center's pregame as the Rams travel to Heron. All of the action will be brought to you by Community First Bank of the Heartland. That's tomorrow afternoon, Rams and the Heron Tigers, right here on WMIX and WMIXSports.com. Your next Lady Rams broadcast will be Saturday, 9:45 a.m. will be your pregame as the Lady Rams welcome the defending 2A state champion, Nashville Hornets. So we'll have that action for you as well. It'll be a busy week next week as well. Find our broadcast schedule at WMIXSports.com. For Danny Czerwinski, for Holly Carroll, for everyone at WMIX Sports, thank you for listening to Mount Vernon Rams Baseball. I'm Chris Hugo, reminding you of your final score. The Mount Vernon Rams 7, the Marion Wildcats nothing. So long, the King City.
Thank you for listening to Mount Vernon Rams Baseball on WMIX and online at WMIXSports.com. Rams Baseball has been presented by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking. The Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX are also sponsored in part by Rend Lake College. See how you can save thousands on your education at rlc.edu. The Medicine Shop of Mount Vernon, Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a Hospital. Raising the Bar. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Sarah Staley, your country financial agent. Heartland Accounting. And by Central Christian Church. Your home for news, talk, sports, and America's best music. WMIX. Find archived broadcasts of Rams baseball at WMIXSports.com.